Yo, what's up guys? It's your boy Afro Pierre from Afrochibi Champs, and today we are going to be going into a brand new version of the game. This is the basic version of Afrochibi Champs, and I'm ready to teach you everything you need to know. Let's go! Okay, so the first thing I want to point out is if you haven't seen any of my rule videos or anything about the game, please check that out. Check out the playlist. There is the virtual rulebook playlist. There's also Meet the Afrochibis if you want to get to know the cards as well. But today we're just going to go into the layout and just the gameplay of the basic version. So the first thing to point out, power cards are no longer in the game, and cavalry are no longer in the game as well. Now let's go into the layout of the game. As you can see here, it's a pyramid. Land 1, Land 2, Land 3. Each land zone has a starting Afrochibi on it, which means here you'll have power 1s and 2s. On Land 2, you'll have power 3 and 4 Afrochibis. And on Land 1, you'll have a power 5, your current strongest Afrochibi in the game. One rule to point out here, on Land 3 especially, is you can't simply play the strongest Afrochibis, meaning all three can't be power 2s. You'd have to have at least one power 1 Afrochibi. On Land 2, you must have at least one power 3 Afrochibi. And of course, Land 1 is your power 5, so that's that. Another thing to point out is your deck that we usually have, which would consist of 30 to 50 cards, is now scrapped, and instead we have broken them down into 3 mini decks of 10. They consist of equip cards, which are these ones, the green, land cards, which are the grey, and Afrochibis, which are Afrochibis. Something else to think about when starting the game is in your deck of Afrochibis, you can play duplicates, but they can't be a duplicate of a super rare or legendary. Let me give you an example. This is a super rare, which means I can't have another super rare of 7 in this specific deck. Okay? Nor can I have one on there and one in here. So to confirm, you cannot have a duplicate of a super rare Afrochibi or a legendary type Afrochibi with the same name. So keep that in mind when you're creating your decks. So I want to go into the aim of the game, and it's as simple as scoring 15 points. The way to do that is by moving your Afrochibis into attacking positions and defeating your opponent's Afrochibis, or making your way to their land 1. And as long as there's no defending Afrochibis on Land 1, you can attack your opponent directly. And the way to measure the amount is by simply adding the power. So you would attack your opponent directly for 4. So again, ideally you want to get your Afrochibis over there to score faster, but again, you might just decide to wipe out their entire team. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is actually starting the game. At the start of every game, the first person who goes first will be drawing 3 cards, and the person who goes second draws 4 cards. So let me just give you the example now. You draw 1 of each deck. So I've got my equip, land, and Afrochibi. If I do want to draw a card now that the game's actually officially started, if I ever do want to draw, it will cost me an energy. Now an energy is what you use it's your kind of your currency of moving and doing stuff in the game. We have 3 energies per turn, and yeah. So for example, I might decide for my first energy to equip. So that would cost an energy to do so. If I want to play a land card, Afro land, onto my land zone, that would be a second energy. And then for my third energy, if I wanted to bring an Afrochibi into the game, it's as simple as using my third energy to bring them in the game. They always start from land 1. Something to keep in mind is you are allowed a max of 3 Afrochibis on the same land zone. So If your opponent was to come and attack, that's completely fine. But for me, I'm not allowed another Afrochibi on the same land zone on either side. So I can't have 4 Afrochibis here. I can only have a max of 3. Same goes for anywhere I go. So keep that in mind. So let's just say my opponent's drawn 4 cards and they want to attack me now. Straight away, they would move for 1 energy, move in here. They then will attack roll. And if it's a hit, we both reveal, which it would be a hit here. Okay. To break this move down, Young Vagabond's attack is 80 and my HP is 60, which means it's taken me out, which will score them a point. This will go in the discard pile. It'll score them a point, and then they can carry on moving with their last energy. They might want to move to another attacking position, or they might just want to travel down. Let's just say they move here. All right, so it's back to my turn. And another thing to think about now is if I want to draw a card, it's going to cost me an energy. So I could use 3 energies to draw 3 cards of any deck. I might want 3 equips. I might want 2 land cards and an Afrochibi, and then that would be my turn. But as well, you can just opt out and use your 3 energies to attack. So these are the choices that you can make to make it quite strategic or very straightforward. If you don't want to bring any Afrochibis into the game, you could use these to potentially win the game nice and quick as well. So let's just say I didn't want to, and instead I moved for 1 energy and I attacked back. Good reply, that's a hit. Man got smoked because, come on, just look at him. Gaining my first point, and the score will be 1 apiece. I have 1 more energy to use, and I might decide to go here. Bam. Okay, which will lead me to the next point that I want to show. Is another thing you could do are known as team combo attacks. So if you have overwhelming odds, you got a tough opponent right here with 200 HP, and alone, perhaps your front row Afrochibis weren't able to, get to that value or higher. So you could use all 3 of your energies to actually implement a team combo attack, giving you the opportunity to hit your opponent. So let's just say that was a hit. We would reveal these 2, or your opponent would, and they would combine their attack on this character, which would be an absolutely overkill, taking the greatest out, and they would score another point. Okay, so other scenarios would be, let's just say I decided it's my turn and I decided to pick up for my first energy. Now usually if I wanted to play this Afrochibi, or any Afrochibi, I would place it down and it would cost me my second energy. But because it's a free play or a power 0, and it says to free play it, it's as simple as not using an energy to free play your power 0s into the game. Nice little tactic there for you, which means your second energy could be moving, your third could be moving. Okay, let's say another scenario has happened and I drew another Afrochibi and it was a devastating power 6. Now this is the only way you can get them in the game. Same rules apply. It costs you an energy to pick up and it will cost you an energy to put down, which will leave you with 1 more left. But some cards will read about power summons and they'll have rules about power summoning. So very important thing to remember, in the basic rule of this game, power summons do not exist. Meaning anything that says something about using an ability to bring in a character or using, stuff like that, erase it and just play the basic version of this game. Ignore those rules, okay? So I just wanted to make sure that I was clear about that. So you bring that one in and then move for your last energy there, okay? That's another scenario for you. And one last thing I wanted to mention is there are no hand limits in this game, which means you could potentially have all your equipped cards and all your Afrochibis here and trying to implement a late strategy in the game. If that is your kind of tactic, more power to you. I support that. It's risky, but it's what it's all about. Having the choice in this game is very, very important for me. And no game is the same just because moving them in different positions changes scenarios, different Afrochibis fighting different Afrochibis, And yeah, it's just very exciting. So I do hope that you enjoyed this and it does make sense. So there you have it, guys. I do hope you understand the basic version of Afrochibi Champs TCG. I'm not the best at explaining rules and stuff, so if there's anything you're unsure of, please comment down below. And if you have any questions in general, feel free to ask me. I'm hoping to film a exhibition match of the basic version of Afrochibi Champs with the fiance, of course. And yeah, so hopefully you'll get to see the gameplay, you get to understand it even more and all the things I've mentioned in just a simple game. So guys, if you did enjoy, please like, comment and subscribe. And I do hope to bring you good content, so any ways that I can improve, please holler at your boy. I'm never saying that again. But yeah, I'll see you guys at the next one. Peace!